who's next. Hey, how y'all doing? Back again, another great episode of the It Factor Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jeremy Robinson. Today we have someone special. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Al Wooten II. Play running back at Towson University right now, but I went to Mercer University and Duke University where I finished my master's. I'm an athlete, I'm a journalist, I'm an artist, storyteller, man. So I just want to say thank you, Jeremy, for having me on, man.
No problem, no problem. And congratulations on graduating not once, but twice. And now you back in school again. So
Back
hey,
to school again, man. Got last year eligibility, gotta take advantage of it, man, and finish off with a bang,
I ain't mad at you. You never know what can happen, man.
Exactly,
No,
exactly.
so I'll say with that being said, how are you doing mentally, physically, and emotionally then, man?
Oh man, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I was talking to my grandma earlier.
Uh-huh.
I just released a painting or just dropped a painting titled "Why Me?" and
Okay.
my grandma has saw it. She's like, "Baby, you could talk to me anytime. I'm a, I know you say that, you paint how you feel." And I'm like, "Grandma, I mean, I just finished the painting recently. I'm good. I was feeling some type of way a long time ago." But yeah, so man, overall, man, I'm feeling great, man. I feel blessed, man. I'm out here in the Baltimore area and still chasing my dreams of the NFL and
Uh-huh.
still trying to make a name for myself as an artist as well. So I mean, God is good, man. I can't complain by no means.
God is good, brother, and that's what's up, man. I'm thankful you still have your grandma in your life, man. That's always a plus, especially as we get older. Uh,
Right.
Also, man, you still chasing your dream, man. That's what's up. And you in Baltimore. My wife from Maryland's from up Marlboro, so I'm always in Maryland, so we don't have to get up, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, definitely,
Pull up on
definitely,
me. Have to
definitely.
see you knock somebody out real quick, run through somebody, something like
Oh, for sure, for sure.
that. So I say, man, you started college at Mercer University down in Macon, Georgia, and then you transferred to Duke and graduated from both now. I say, how was those transitions as an athlete, but also as a person? Because it's something people don't ask. How was
You,
that?
you saying going from Mercer to Duke?
Yeah, how was that transition?
Yeah. Man, that transition was interesting for me. I'd say simply because I went to a smaller Division I school FCS program, and we turned that program around, and a lot of character development and growth happened there. And so when I left Mercer, I did feel in a confident place as a person, right? And then I guess the the stepping out on faith part was me going to Duke, and I really didn't know what to expect.
Mhm.
Simply because I'm going from a small school and then going up to the Power 4 level. That you want to talk about chasing your dream. I mean, that was a dream of mine when I was in high school. So to go to a school like Duke was just a great opportunity, right?
Mhm.
But I'd say that it really did help me as a person because I think that being at Duke allowed me to push myself even uh further than I thought I could push myself as is, right? I'm a hardworking person,
Yeah.
but and some oftentimes, we think that we have certain ceilings, right? But being in an environment with elite athletes and elite people academically, you have no choice but to rise to that standard, rise to that level, right? And so that's where I was able to grow and transition as a person, going from Mercer to Duke, basically.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. It's always a stepping stone. I went to Clark Atlanta University first. Went there for school, man, and engineering school. I went to Northeastern in Boston, and uh,
Okay.
I grew up around football, played football, so that was my first time not seeing a lot of football. I never went. I didn't go to Boston College to watch football. Northeastern didn't have it, and I was sitting there and I was like, man, where am I? Like, why, why am I here? But like you said, being up in engineering school, bro, I really locked in. It really changed how I approach life versus how I was at Clark Atlanta. Like, yeah, I had
Yeah.
an amazing awakening there. Don't get me wrong, but like, it was just something about going to that school and thinking that I couldn't do it, and then seeing where I'm at now, I was like, wait, I actually figured it out.
Right. I'm sure that was a cultural shock too, going from Atlanta to Boston, right?
Big,
Big
big shock,
difference.
big shock, big shock,
Right.
big shock. Very different. But I'll say, you have a deep passion for drawing, man, and storytelling. What helps influence, what you do?
I say my life trials,
Okay.
you could say, and my seasons, right? Seasons of ups and downs. But ultimately, I say my faith, right? I say earlier on in my painting journey, really, I say my around that 2022, 2023 year, a lot of my titles and a lot of my paintings were based off of, my church experiences and um, I guess, just diving deep in my faith. And um, so yeah, man, I guess that's really what we're really boiled down to, honestly. I just I got caught up in just that thought, just everything just getting getting to those points. But just and then I guess I could say now, outside of even just, my faith and life's trials,
Mhm.
also I guess you could say music too.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, man, just a lot of I guess the things that I consume, you know, through audio and in my head, I think that really helps me put out some great things, and helps my create my creative flow, continue to go.
That's what's up though too, because when I was writing the questions, I be in my journalism bag. Might be like, let me write this.
Yeah.
Let me see how I'm gonna go by this. I'm gonna do this. And what's always in the notebook saying what you probably drawing is it don't always make it there. But you just be sitting there, you like, when I interview this person or when I do this drawing, somebody gonna see this, and I got to get this out. So
Right.
I'd say the fact that music influences you, pretty sure football influences you, your family, different things like that. That's gonna take you a long way because I think that those are the pivotal things that's in your life. They're gonna be there forever, like in some aspect, if you get what I'm saying. So that's very
Definitely.
cool. That's very cool that you do that. And when I was writing it out, I was like, how did I ask that? And I was like, I'm gonna ask it this way. So definitely, I'm glad that music plays a role because it plays a role in a lot that I do too. I don't know how I did, but
Yeah.
from a sense of being a little boy to now, I
Mhm.
love me some music, man. It'll take me somewhere, and I
Oh
don't
yeah.
even know,
I'm
man.
I'm a firm believer, man, that what you consume, in between your ears, I mean, it holds a lot of weight, and if you out here just consuming a lot of chitty chitty bang bang, I mean, that's what your life is going to be about. So you gotta have some peace and peace somewhere, right?
Right, you're definitely right. So I say, who are some of your favorite running backs of all time?
Yeah, man, I could talk about this right here. No problem. So I say, first and foremost, Jim Brown, man, Jim Brown and Ernie Davis, those guys laid the
What you know
foundation.
about the Express, man?
Hey man, so my dad played at Syracuse in the early 90s.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my goddad is Marvin Graves. That was his quarterback at Syracuse. And so yeah, man, I got that Syracuse in my lineage
Okay.
in my blood, man. Yeah, man. So being my dad played fullback at Syracuse, so I had no choice but to learn about Jim Brown and Ernie Davis, man, the greats. So I mean, ultimately, I wouldn't be here without those guys, man. I even got the 44 tatted on my arm.
Oh,
They just those significant the significance of those guys really play a lot into me just being here today. But I'd say my other top running backs would be Adrian Peterson, Eddie Lacy from Alabama, played with the Green Bay Packers. That was my favorite team. And then who else? My bad, man.
you fine.
Yeah, it's my teammate's dog over here barking. I ain't trying to mess up the interview because of this dog. You mind if we pause this thing real quick
Yeah, you
before you
fine.
get
Hold on.
out of here? Yeah, go ahead and pause that. But yeah, did you want to go ahead and just re-ask me that question?
Yeah. So, who your favorite running backs of all time? I see you had a lot. So let's see.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I started off with Jim Brown and Ernie Davis.
Indeed.
Yeah, and then Adrian Peterson, Eddie Lacy, and then I say the running backs today that I really like would be like David Montgomery. Um,
Okay. All right.
yeah, man,
All
David
right. All right.
Montgomery. Yeah, Josh Jacobs,
Mhm.
Damian Pierce. I think he's with the Texans still. Who else? Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I just study backs. Derrick Henry. Those are the guys that like I really really studied.
Stuff.
Um, I'm sure I have a whole bunch of other guys
Mhm.
from like the mid 2010s and everything that I could just pull out of nowhere. But yeah, man.
I set up my man cave to do this years ago, and my wife was like, "Who you gonna put in there? Like, what running back?" And I was like, it ain't no running back up here yet. Because I was like, I just can't. I can't. I got pictures, but I don't have jerseys. Because I'm like, Marshawn Lynch, you got this. It's like a whole list.
Oh man, Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, I can't even
It's
forget
just.
beast mode, man. Yeah, you make like that's what I'm saying, man. Oh, and then from college,
Mhm.
it was Leonard Fournette
Yes.
and
Yes.
Darius Geis. So I had a
Ooh,
picture of
wow,
Darius
I love
Geis hung
that.
up in my locker room when I
Wow.
was in high school, man. So yeah, just I love to run tough. I love to impose my will on people, when I'm running that ball, man. So yeah, I just love downhill tough running backs.
Love that. I love that, man. I'll say, what's your it factor? Why do you do what you do?
Mm, great question. As far as what?
Everything.
Athletically,
Not just
everything.
athletic, what you majored in, art, football, everything. All that's encompassing.
Why do I do what I do? I think my why
Hmm.
ultimately is knowing that today or tomorrow isn't promised. I
Yep.
think that is my main thing that keeps me going every day, right? Um, in 2022, yeah, I'm bad with years, but in 2022, I lost one of my best friends, Devin Chandler. He was a part of the young men that got killed at the University of Virginia.
Yeah.
Uh, and that completely like rocked my world, changed my whole perspective on life, and not taking things for granted,
Hmm.
whether it's athletically or whether it's art or school. So ultimately, I was just talking to my big brother earlier, man. Like you gotta take every day. Like, you gotta take advantage of every day, and
Yeah.
that's the kind of guy my brother Devin was. And so there's not a day that I don't think about him and knowing that there's more to do,
Yeah.
basically,
Yep.
so that's my if factor, that's my why, just knowing that tomorrow isn't promised, man. And whether it's my bad. That's dog. But yeah, but sorry. But just knowing tomorrow isn't promised, man, and just knowing I gotta give my all and honor God, but also at the same time, I know that I'm carrying a name, that Wooten last name, very, very proud, and make sure I'm representing my family, my dad, my mom, my grandparents. So yeah, that's really my why.
Yes, indeed, brother. And sorry about that, man. I remember that happened. I would say that I know he's proud of you because of the things that you're doing, and his name will forever live on through you. So
So I appreciate
that's
that.
always amazing. That's always amazing. And I say, man, your last name dope. When I actually was doing it, saw it. I forgot how I found your page, but when I saw it, I saw the art first, and then I said he played football too. I said, oh yeah, yeah, let's go on. Let's go on,
Yeah.
get it going. And it's beautiful. The older I get, is that people are approached by what I see with your art. And I say that leads me to my question. It says, when someone from years from now sees a piece of your art, need it be anything, no matter what you've been working on, what would you want them to take from what they see?
I would want them to take away the journey, I'd
Mhm.
say. The journey, um, whatever feeling that they feel when they see the work, um, is what I want them to take away. And it sounds kind of simple,
Mhm.
I guess you could say, but one of my things I live by as far as my artwork goes is I want people to feel with their eyes. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I want them to when they see my work, you could feel the textures without touching it. You get what I'm saying? You could feel the emotion of whatever is going on in
Yeah.
that painting with your eyes. You don't I mean, even if you want to touch it, if it's yours, you can touch it, right? But yeah, I think that's really where I'm at with it. Um, I because I may feel one thing about the way I painted the painting, right?
Mhm.
But one of the cool things about, showing my work to people is always hearing their different perspectives and what they're seeing, and they're like, oh wow, well, I had this painting called Young and Triumphant.
Mhm.
It's a young black kid, playing the trumpet. And I had this one person telling me that, yeah, man, I could see the background seeping through his hair, and that represents back in the day when Wiz Khalifa used to dye his hair, the little golden patch, and a lot of black boys used to wear their hair like that and everything. I'm like, that was not what I was doing. However, if that's how
However,
it made you feel, that is great. If that's how you were able to resonate with my painting and it made you feel some type of way, then I'm all here for it. And that's what I mean by, feeling with your eyes, and if that's what it takes for you to feel some sort of connection or some sort of bond with my work, I'm all here for it. So there's no really set in stone thing.
mhm.
I just know that each painting that I do, I have a personal tie or some sort of story to tell behind it.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope, man. Yeah, that's funny though, because it's like, yeah, you did. I did not do that, but all right, cool,
Yeah,
man.
exactly, man. Man, I wish I could tell you how many times that's happened to me, man.
So I say, man, how has been an artist, helping you with the woes of the highs and lows of the sport that you play in football?
I think that's been the game changer for me.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, just finding that thing that can alleviate the stresses of being an athlete. Doesn't matter the level. A
Yeah.
lot of guys, that play sports, they don't really have that thing to alleviate just the day-to-day grind. Coaches yelling at you, getting into it with your teammates, or your girl getting on your nerves, or whatever the case may be, right? But luckily for me, I do have that special gift that God gave me that allows me to, escape from just the realities of the world and then pour into that canvas and then um, I guess give that gift back out to the world, and allow people to feel whatever it is that they feel. But luckily for me, it just happens to be something that just eases me, basically.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. And I love art, man. I love to meet artists, and I feel like most of all people are artists. They don't know
Yeah,
that. They're
definitely.
very creative. Um,
Definitely.
and what you do is dope. I'm gonna get you to do me some work. You
Let's
know,
do it, baby. Let's do it.
I gotta see what I want. I don't know. You gotta surprise me with something.
Hey, man,
Come
let's
on,
make it
man.
happen.
Definitely, because I love what you do, man. I do, and I'm thankful to see where a sport I love has taken you. But outside of that, I'm thankful to see what God has taken you. And it's only up from here. So that's so beautiful. And you, young brother, man, you educated. That's what's up. That's
Thank you.
what's up.
Appreciate it,
So
man.
I say on the IG post I saw that you mentioned that Duke gave you more than just a degree. In your words, what did you mean by that, and what did you mean by your experience? I mean, what was your experience? How was your experience? How about that?
Yeah, man. So when I say Duke gave me more than a degree, I feel like Duke gave me uh not purpose, because I feel like I've been on my purpose,
Right.
but it gave me the opportunity to see more,
Mm,
right? Just the people that I was around. Like my teammates at Duke were great people. The strength coach at Duke, he was a very hard guy, Dave Feely, man, but that's my man, and he was a great guy, man. I've never seen somebody just consistently treat everybody the same way
uh-huh.
at a hard level, but he's a great guy. But then just even at the Fuqua School of Business,
Mhm.
that's where I got my master's,
Sure.
and I'm telling you, man, people from all over the world, just some of the brightest individuals I've ever met in my life. And
Mhm.
they were all so helpful to me. I was a journalism major for undergrad and an art minor, and I got a business degree. I got my master's in management studies.
So,
And I tell you, that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life academically.
mhm.
And but it it really took a village. I really had people. It wasn't my teammates that were really helping me academically. It was people that I only saw when I was at my school. In this spring, I really had the opportunity to build those connections and build those brotherhoods and friendships for a lifetime with people from all over the world, man. And I just don't believe that I would have had that opportunity had I not been at Duke. And so that's what I mean by when I say, Duke gave me more than a degree,
Mhm.
right? I mean, you can't pay for an opportunity like that, man. Like money doesn't buy that, man. and I just owe Duke everything. I owe those people that helped me graduate everything, um, and then just just the experiences on the football field, just being able to play in a rivalry game or, I grew up a Florida State football fan, despite my dad going to Syracuse, I was a big Florida State football fan and to be able to run down the field on kickoff, against Florida State. It's just moments like that, man, that those full circle moments in my life. I mean, I can't just put a degree or a name on what this year has meant to me.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So on to your next journey now.
Right, right. Over here at Towson University, baby.
I was lived in Baltimore. Here
Yes,
we go.
sir. Yes, sir. But
Um, right. Hey, you know, it's so funny, man. People in Maryland, 'cause my wife be like, I am not from Baltimore. So I be like, bro, why y'all like that? Then I be like, that's why somebody's saying that about me being from. Oh, you from this part of? No, I'm from Fort Valley, bro.
right.
I'm not from Atlanta.
Oh, you from Atlanta? Nah, Fort Valley,
I
dog.
have never wanted to be from here. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
I love living here though. I'm a homeowner. It's
Mhm.
beautiful. Cool, great.
Yeah.
But I'll say, man, now that you're on that new journey, man, what are you looking forward to with the game? And what's some things you want to accomplish this season? Education wise, you got to take care of, brother. You
Right,
got the
right.
masters.
Definitely.
I got my masters myself. By that time, if I go back to school, I already know you got what you need to do. I
Right,
already know that.
right. Yeah, I'm not
But
even worried about that part.
yeah.
I say number one is to establish myself as a leader
Mhm.
on this team. That's been the main thing for me these last couple weeks of being out here is establishing myself as a leader. I'm going to my 6th year of college football, so I don't really have too much time to waste, playing around.
Indeed.
The time is now to go out here and win.
Hmm.
So that's the main thing for me. Um, I say secondly, man, is to enjoy myself playing ball. Yeah, you enjoy myself playing football.
Yeah, man.
You don't really know how much more time I have with the game. My goal is to play professional football, the NFL. If the Lord is willing, that's what I'm working day in, day out for, right? Regardless of, the art and everything else. I mean, that's been the goal, you know. Um, so yeah, that's why I'm at with everything. But then also still continue to um, develop the young guys on this team. Like I said, I'm a 6th year guy,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of young guys in my running back room, and I feel like those guys they've come and talked to me. They have a lot of high goals, and see a lot of myself, a lot of the younger version of myself in those guys,
Mhm.
very hungry, and I feel like it'd be a disservice if I didn't pour into those guys the same way that previous leaders in my life have poured into me. So.
Indeed. I can't wait to follow this journey, man. It's gonna be dope. I tell you this, man. It's a beautiful thing. Most to all. Matter of fact, all the young guys that I have brought on the show that have been in college have made it to the NFL, need to be drafted, undrafted, and they're either still in the NFL or they're in the CFL. So I could pass that to you that
I appreciate
you're part of a
that.
good, you're part of a good, network now, man. Show community, not only just football, but as wise as what you're doing, man. Got to bring you back on again, man.
Oh
So
yeah.
definitely, I'm proud of what you're doing. That's real dope, though. It's gonna come together for you, man. It's gonna come together. But I say I only got a few more questions. When it's all said and done, what would you like to be remembered for?
Mm. When it's all said and done, what would I like to be remembered for, man? I'd say number one, as a person that gave back,
Hmm.
and a person that was kind and a person that poured into others, and treated other people the way that he wanted to be treated, as a brother, as a friend, one day, a husband, right? Those are things that I'm looking to be remembered by, and honestly, it kind of goes back to me talking about Devin Chandler.
Hmm.
That's probably the kindest person I've ever met in my life and one of the hardest working guys I've met. And he generally at around 16, 17, I mean, I think I met him when I was 14,
Hmm.
but I've never seen a person impact other people's lives like that, Like I would really study the way he treated other people,
Hmm.
and it was all for the best. And so I'm not a person that likes to compare myself to others, but if there was a person that I could really want to pull from
Hmm.
on how to treat other people, it would be him, you know. And so, um, carrying legacies, like my mom and dad and everybody, um, those are the main things that I would like to be remembered by. Just ultimately how I treated other people.
Got you. I love that, man. I say.
Yeah.
And when you picked up that football, man, you probably was young, a little kid, it was given to
Mhm.
you, likely.
Right.
Did you ever imagine it would take you to the places you are now?
In the beginning, no.
Hmm.
However, because I started wrestling before I played football.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man. But I will say that the competitor in me is what drove me to want to be at this level eventually, right?
Yeah.
Because my first love wasn't football. I'd honestly say my first love was probably like the arts, and theater and drawing and painting and karate and things like that, right? I thought I was gonna be the next Jaden Smith.
You was the Karate
You know,
Kid out here.
yeah, exactly. Karate Kid, man. But my dad wasn't playing that. So, he had me start wrestling and playing football.
Hmm.
But I think the transitioning point was probably around middle school, right?
Hmm.
I was a little underdeveloped, I wasn't very big, I wasn't the fastest guy, but seeing other people, you know, with certain God-given abilities, allowed me to want to work towards those things, but also be better than them, right? And then knowing that, oh wow, I can earn a full scholarship to
Yeah.
do this. But then when I got to high school, there was a lot of naysayers, right? Alabama got that thing, let a naysayer know, man. That was my mission in high school, was to let a naysayer know.
Hmm.
So that was my biggest thing, man. Just proving people wrong from an early age, that doubted me and told me I couldn't do this and do that athletically. Though that was the driving force to, me wanting to, be where I am today. Now, obviously, my why changed as I got older and everything else. But, when you talk about what had me going when I was a kid, it was that, proving those coaches wrong that, didn't want to play me when I was
Hmm.
in Pee Wee football, whatever the case may be, daddy ball. Guys got their kids out there playing and everything. But, my dad would always say, when I was a kid, he was always telling me and everybody else to wait till high school,
Hmm.
and that's when I turned everything around.
Yes, indeed. That's when the boys turn to men. You're like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
actually good at this. That's what happened. I was like, I'm actually good at this. Me and my boys on the show, man. Last the other week, two of my homies I met. Well, I met one of them before high school, but we played ball together, and it was funny. We was like, man, you remember you started, bro? You remember we like it literally happened, and we was like, we always never thought it was gonna happen so fast, and it happened. And we were like, we really started, and you start seeing it. Not that you're better than anybody. I never felt like that,
All
but
right.
I would say that you started realizing, you start separating yourself. You start seeing like, oh, I'm actually good. And I
Mhm.
started to realize Pee Wee football did not matter. I was like, that did not matter at all. It was cool,
Right. It don't
development.
matter, man. I think people, and that's why I be trying to tell people, at least parents now.
Yeah.
I feel like some people are a little too over invested into um how their kids perform. I know it's money invested, but I think they should be more so invested, or yeah, more so invested in the development of the kids, right?
Develop them and see if they love the sport, like, and see what sport they love.
All right.
Definitely, I know my child. They ain't sure gonna play. They can play football. They can play basketball. They can play baseball. Find something you love and develop in it, but don't be the parent to. You gotta be great. You gotta. They're
Right.
gonna burn out, man. They're gonna hate that thing, man. So it's gonna be that, or it's gonna be, how it could be. Oh, I'm the greatest, and you get it in your head, and by the time you get to high school, it's like you really not it. You ain't.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I'll say the best thing I think is like you saying, man, take your time, love the game, learn to love it, like and you'll get to the point where you're like, okay, cool. So I say, do you have any questions for me?
Oh man, that was a good one. You hit me. Way to fire it back at me, man.
Yeah.
Uh, what got you to where you are right now?
Yeah, so I was that kid in South Georgia. Had cousins, uncle who played in the league. So you think that's what's gonna happen? Like you're like, all right, cool. I started to realize in high school I was straight, and okay player, but I was like, I don't want to do this no more. and I felt bad about it. And then finally, something health related happened. Like I found out I had a heart murmur, and I got cleared. And I was like, I can go play, bro. I'm gonna get the scholarship. We lit. Like it's all that. But at some point, man, I was just like, I do not want to do this no more. Like I'm smart. Like I can go to school off that. And once I made that transition, man, and got to Clark, got offered to play football, but I was like, nah, I don't want to play. And I'll never forget. I started finding love in other things, man. Like I was in
Right.
engineering. I started learning how to program. I love to communicate. I wish I started podcasting back then, man. You know,
Right.
just to, it's so many cool people that I met while I was in college, man, that I would have loved to have talking to and kept that type of relationship. But the crazy thing was God was always steering me to this. I never knew it. Like I kind of was like, I ain't gonna do it yet, or I'm gonna go do this. And really, even me being a data analyst now, I worked as a Java developer, software engineer early in my career, even though I
Mhm.
just graduated in 2019. But these years, like you said, with years, did something to me, man. It changed how I look at years now. So a lot of
Yeah.
time has passed, but I'm just thankful that a lot of the things I do, they tie together now. It makes my life very simple, and it makes it simple but complex. And I like that. I like what I get to do. And then I can go work all day and come do an episode like this, and it made my day, and I'm good to
Oh, yeah.
go. So that's how I got here, man. That kid that didn't think that, oh, this is gonna happen, or I got to do it this way. And I'm cool. It's cool to see I get people to tell their story, to see like we all started somewhere the similar same type thing. But you
Oh
can do
yeah.
whatever you want to do. I promise you, you can get there.
Oh
But
yeah.
you got to put the work in, man. You can't give up on it. You got
Mm.
to believe, man. Definitely.
Yeah. That kind of went into my follow-up question, man. So what would you suggest to somebody that is looking to achieve their it factor or is looking to find their it factor?
Mhm. My biggest thing is, it's gonna sound old school. Get you a notebook, write up them goals, man. Ain't nothing like a pencil and paper, man. Like my grandma used to say, get you a pencil and paper, write it out. But as you write out some realistic goals. The older you get, you start realizing, let me put out, like with you, I'm a running back. Okay, cool. I've been a running back this many years. All right, cool. This year I wanna get a touchdown. Something simple. Like make it
Yeah.
very simple. But you ain't got to make it hard. And as it gets simple, you start to accomplish things, add on other things. And as you go, you'll start realizing that you have met your it factor and got where your why is. And like you said earlier, it'll start shifting. You'll be like,
Right.
hey, that ain't my why no more. I done accomplished that. And that's
Right.
life, man. Life is continuously failures leading into success. And as success keep growing, you're gonna notice that success is not a destination. It's a forever thing. If you
Hmm.
just get to success at once, like you just make it to the NFL, you made it, right? Cool. You got drafted, all what you ever wanted.
Right.
Cool.
The
And
job
you
not
get
done,
there, and
man.
you live off that. How long you gonna be in the league? You're not
Right.
gonna be that long. So, or if you was, oh, I want to do this type of art, I want to do this, and you do it, and you have nothing else to back it up, then what else? So I feel like every time I try to go higher and higher and get better and better and help as many people as I can while I'm doing that, because it ain't about me. It's bigger than me. That's something I had to realize. I'm 30 now, and I realized that at 25, I was like, this is bigger than me. I started the podcast and I was doing it, and I was like, I like this. I like what it does for people, not for me. People may think that, but I realized I found something I love, and I realized that wasn't number God. That ain't me.
Mhm.
So
Oh, that's right.
definitely, man, that's my thing, bro. If you got an it factor, just go out there it slow. Take it bite by bite. You ain't gotta rush into it. You ain't gotta rush into it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Indeed.
I
So yeah,
appreciate that, man.
indeed, bro. So yeah, that's all I had, man.
Man, I appreciate you having me on the show, bro. Man, I love what you're doing, and I hope more people continue to tune into what you're doing, and God continues to pour into you, and you pour back into the other people, man, through your show, and continue to have great success with it, and have other great people on here as well.
Thank you, man. I look forward to talking to you soon, man. I'm gonna stay in touch with you.
Definitely,
You
definitely.
need to
I'm gonna
talk
shoot you
about
my number.
anything, let me know. And we're gonna make some things happen, man. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, bro. I'm gonna send you my number too.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, man. You have a
Sounds
great
good,
rest of
big
the week.
dog. When you think the episode gonna come out? You can cut this part out. When you think the episode gonna come out?
It should come out soon. So like
Okay.
I've been in season. So like what
Okay.
I mean by that is it's season 6 and they go for a long time. Like it takes
Yeah.
a lot of episodes to come out. But I can move it up. I could say like probably coming into the season, probably August, September
Okay.
at the
Cool.
latest. But we can stay in touch. You let
Yeah,
me know
definitely,
something.
definitely,
Just
definitely,
let
man.
me know something. Well, we're gonna stay in touch anyway. But just let me know something if you want it to come out or you want it to come out around the season. Let me know. I got you, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Sound good, bro. Whatever. Whenever it works best for you, man. This is your thing, man. Whatever works best for you. You know.
Thank you, man. That's what's
Yeah.
up. But
Yeah.
definitely, I got you, man.
All right, big dog. I'm gonna send you my number, everything. You see.